Welcome guys and girls to the Main Event Podcast, the only podcast you need for all your weekly updates, news, information, rumours and entertainment surrounding the WWE. As always, I'm Raza and joining me today are Arif and Imran. Arif, I'm going to ask you now, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm here with my £8,000 headphones and my £7,000 microphone in my luxury suite, all paid for by the listeners of the Main Event Podcast.
I wonder why you're saying that. Is it because of the immense amount of views we had?
That's well... What can I say? We're just extremely popular here. And no, Jeeves, no, thank you. I'm okay, thank you. No beverage for me, please.
Yeah, talking of last week's episode, do you actually know what it's actually finished on?
I could check now. Just
please,
if you
I'll continue. But yeah, we are now less than 10 days away from the annual Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and as expected, a second Money in the Bank ladder match has been announced. This time for the briefcase. And as more news continues to be released, we are here to keep you up to date with all the happenings in the WWE in episode 31 of the Main Event Podcast.
31. And would you like to hear what episode 30 got?
Yes, please.
As of recording, 1,502 views.
Wow, that is leaps and bounds better than any of our podcasts.
I think I'm gonna hire another butler.
Rightfully so. I do not believe
I'm gonna put that on
1,502. Either
eBay.
Either one massive Arif fan has sat at his desk for a full week and clicked refresh, or they are legitimate views. And if they are,
we know I don't have fans.
Legitimate views.
It has to be.
That is an incredible figure. That 1,502.
Thank you. You like us.
I can't believe that. But yeah, and as always, we want to thank the fans and friends of the Main Event Podcast. Thank you, 1,502 listeners. We truly do appreciate all of your support, however you are showing it, whether you're tweeting.
Possibly more on the podcast's online store.
Yes.
How about we plug them?
I say we've got 1,500 on YouTube, then we've got, iTunes, which a lot of people download on. Podomatic still gets...
8 million on there.
So... yeah, and we're still buzzing over the 1,000 listeners now. But yeah, however you're showing your support, thank you. Whether you're tweeting to get people to tune in, whether you're tuning in every week yourself, or whether you recommend us to your friends. Any and all help is appreciated, and hopefully your efforts don't go to waste. But again, if you do find any of us on social media, don't hesitate to contact us. Our content, as you know, as you're listening on different formats, is not only available on YouTube, but those of you that use iTunes on a regular basis, perhaps downloading us on the iTunes store is a better option. As much as we do enjoy the views, we also want you to download the episodes as well. BlackBerry users, you can download us as well wherever you download podcasts.
On iTunes?
Podomatic.com.
On iTunes?
BlackBerry, as I just said, iPhone.
On iTunes?
Windows phones.
On iTunes there.
And of course, www.stitcher.com, where you can just add us to your playlist and listen to us on the go.
Or you can go to http:// www.stitchertrial.com / free month of the Main Event Podcast. Where you only have to pay £8 per month.
I can't believe I forgot that one. But
it's a free month for £8.
Thanks for reminding us.
Nope.
And as I said, we do love the views, but downloads are equally as important to us. Whether it is 100 listeners, 5 listeners, 1,502 listeners, or whatever, how many of the downloads. We do it because it's our passion. And it's because of these listeners we continue as well.
I know. If we had 1,000 views or 10,000 views or 100,000 views, maybe if you say it, they'll do it.
Maybe. I'm not going to bother challenging anybody because we'll probably get disappointed.
The Arif's challenge: if you can get us to 100,000 views within the week, then I will come to your house and hug you.
You know what? I want people to just sit there and click refresh. Don't even listen.
Please.
Don't even listen.
Please. Don't even listen.
Press refresh.
Just get us up to 100,000 views.
If you desperately want a hug from Arif, please do that. Remember, you can contact us.
What have I signed up for?
Remember, you offered, mate. You offered. Remember, you can contact us in a variety of ways, anywhere and everywhere possible. You can like us on Facebook at The Main Event Podcast. Follow us and send us a tweet at TME Podcast. We are using that a lot more now. We are active on that.
And how ironic that our name actually stands for Twitter Main Event Podcast.
Exactly. We're always thinking forward here.
Yep.
But yeah, because our podcasts are only once a week, news does break, obviously within the week. So for all the latest updates, our articles, breaking news, follow that account and we will tweet it once it does happen. Or you can send us an email at tmepodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to, you can visit our website, www.tme-podcast.com.
Podcast with
which for now I am going to be updating hopefully every weekend. And the more listeners we get, the more content we can upload, the more I'll be uploading. So
stay tuned for the website next week when you hear about our predictions for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
I look forward to it. I'm genuinely feeling very confident, obviously depending on...
After you win last time, who wouldn't?
An emphatic win, let's not forget that.
Emphatic. Vintage Rosa.
But yeah, so hopefully if we get more listeners, hopefully I do spend a lot more time on there. I do want to spend more time on there. And that's up to you guys to make me do that now. So yeah, please do get in touch for anything you want WWE related, whether you just want a conversation or throw in some ideas.
Or hashtags.
Or hashtags as well.
They're popular.
But yeah, hopefully you do stick with us on our journey to become a top or even a recognizable WWE podcast.
Hashtag the Main Event Podcast is the best podcast in the world.
Yep, that'll take up...
trending worldwide.
That'll take up half of your 140 character limit as well.
It's trending.
Yeah, right then, let's get to it now. No more time wasting. Back with the best review of the worst wrestling show the WWE brings to us every single week. It is Imran and his Friday Night Smackdown review.
Well, Smackdown kicks off, and I watched this on Friday the 13th, so I'm hoping nothing like Damien Sandow dressed up as Freddy
Krueger.
Freddy Krueger comes out, but never know.
We started the Sandow bashing already.
Yes, as soon as we open. But SmackDown opens with Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose making their way out as the Shield. Ambrose says that Triple H thinks he holds all the cards. Well, they're not going to let that happen, and he's coming for him. As far as Seth Rollins goes, he will be shutting him down real quick. Ambrose hands the mic over to Reigns, who says that he hopes Randy Orton enjoys his vacation. He says Orton is not the face, but the ass again. He says he's just a spoiled little kid who gets everything from his daddy, and that daddy is Triple H. He says that everyone wants to be WWE champion. He says maybe he or Ambrose will beat him to it. But Triple H pops up on the big screen. Triple H flips a coin and makes Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt tonight. The winner will be added to the WWE World Heavyweight title ladder match at Money in the Bank. But since they like to do things together, he bans Reigns from ringside. And he bans Ambrose from ringside for the next match because, Roman, I've got some bad news for you. Then we got Bad News Barrett coming out versus Roman Reigns. It was a good back and forth match with Roman Reigns looking so strong in the ring as always. Barrett is great too, but clearly not on the main eventing level, which Roman Reigns is at now. But the match ends with Roman Reigns hitting a small drop. Reigns with a right hand shoots off the rope with a clothesline, hits drop kick on the apron, which we always like to see. Reigns misses Superman punch and then goes for a spear, but 3MB come out and attack Reigns, causing a DQ.
In the final appearance ever.
Oh, spoilers! Yes, unfortunately. But Reigns fights outside the ring and takes 3MB out. He throws them all around ringside and hits all members with a spear. And it seems like it's a main event rematch next as Eric Rowan faces Jey Uso, and it's a quick match with Eric Rowan looking very impressive actually.
Really?
But he hit a power slam for the win.
That's the only thing he did.
Yeah. A Bo Dallas promo plays with the word impossible, and guess what, guys? We're reading it wrong. But he's in a match next as well. Bo Dallas defeats R-Truth with a Bodog. It was
Y'all know what time it is.
It was a Bo decent match.
It was a Bo decent match.
Yep. Get it. Promo segment, and Cesaro comes out with Paul Heyman. They're out talking with Cesaro, talking in a foreign language. Maybe it's German, maybe it's French. I have no clue. But Paul Heyman, guess what? He's a translator, and he translates in English. He mostly talks about the WrestleMania streak and the fact that Cesaro won at WrestleMania, but he says that the next match against Sheamus will not be a match, it will be a fight. And guess what, guys? It was a long fight, but what a fight. It was Cesaro with uppercut, Sheamus with big-time clothesline. This was an awesome fight. Sheamus even begs for more punches, more suplexes, Cesaro with knees to the face. Basically, it was great. I'm not a huge fan of Sheamus, but I think he's very stiff and one-dimensional in the ring. But this guy proved me wrong with this match. Very ruthless, very aggressive match from both men. Very entertaining, and I enjoyed it. Like, this was what SmackDown should be.
It's the European physical style.
Yes, I loved it. And Cesaro got the win after he rolled up Sheamus from
Roll up! He did the same thing to Sheamus.
Yeah.
He did the same thing back to him. He wanted a fight and he gave him a roll up.
And then Bray Wyatt popped up on the big screen. He says...
Oh.
He says...
Yeah. He says...
And he says when he was a kid, he dreamed about a beautiful life, of a nice house in a nice garden, and of happiness. But then he woke up. He says he's in a prison just like everybody else until he met her. Yeah. She told him that he did not have to be a dreamer anymore. He didn't have to live like that, and he could change the world. Above the ladder lies his happy ending, his power, his journey, and those who stand in his way will burn, mentioning Dean Ambrose.
Wait, what?
Yep.
No, but he met her.
He met her, but he met Dean Ambrose.
Damn it.
Next, we got Adam Rose defeat Fandango.
I know who it is. Sister Abigail's Renee Young, because now she's dating Dean Ambrose. Damn it. Damn you, Renee Young.
Yeah. Well, Adam Rose defeats Fandango. After the match, a chicken gets into the ring, and it's Summer Rae. She and Layla brawl.
She wasn't even dressed up. She's just the chicken.
She is the chicken. Yes.
She is the chicken.
Then next we got Big E versus Jack Swagger. In the middle of the match, Lana comes out and cuts a promo in Russian. Zeb Coulter tells her to get out of there. She gets mad. Swagger goes for the Swagger Bomb but gets blocked, and Big E hits the big ending for the win. And next we got Alicia Fox defeating Aksana. Another retirement match, if you wish, for Aksana. Fox celebrates after the match but does not destroy anything, and she stays in the ring. Main event time, and it's Money in the Bank qualifying match, Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. It's a great match as expected. Both men very unorthodox in the ring, and looked very refreshing in the ring as well. Ambrose, as crazy as ever, went for dives outside the ring, only to get slammed shoulder first on the apron. First, a very entertaining match again. And honestly, it's matches like this that actually make SmackDown a pleasure to watch. But the ending comes with Ambrose hitting a dropkick off the top rope for a near fall. Bray nails a big tackle for another nail fall. And honestly, I was so surprised. I did not know who was going to win this match. Genuinely, Ambrose versus suplex into a small package but then he hits a dirty deed. But Seth Rollins comes out from the crowd. Ambrose chases Rollins and goes back in the ring, and Bray Wyatt hits his sister Abigail to qualify for the Money in the Bank. That's not actually a Money in the Bank match.
Nice.
Yep.
What would you give that SmackDown?
Was SmackDown. I really enjoyed that SmackDown. Like, the match just made it so entertaining. I would actually give it 4 out of... Do we normally do it out of 5 or 10?
5. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. New rating system for the Main Event Podcast.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
And after that, what sounds like an amazing SmackDown, we move on to Monday Night Raw. Oh, God. Raw live from Cleveland, Ohio. So get ready for The Miz to return. Woo! No. What a shame. And most of the now cut down members of the WWE roster are now on the stage as we see the WWE World Heavyweight Championship hanging above the ring. Triple H and Stephanie come out to huge boos as they stand between Seth Rollins and John Cena. And a paradox occurs between Steph and Seth as the authorities eventually make their way out to the ring before a recap of last week's announcement occurs. Stephanie McMahon says, they've gathered the... No, she doesn't say they've. We've gathered the divas and superstars for a meeting so they can let everyone... No, not they. So we can let everyone know that we care. And then Seth Rollins says, "Oh, Stephanie."
I was going to say the sound is quite similar.
They're the same person. Triple H gets excited at both. She brings up the lack of WWE World Heavyweight Champion before Triple H states the fact that the superstars lay everything on the line to prove that they're championship material. Praising of Triple H by Stephanie leads to huge boos, followed by a further negative reaction to Triple H calling Daniel Bryan a B-plus player. Guys, the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion could be standing on that very stage.
Was Damien Sandow there?
He was, surprisingly.
Well then.
Maybe there's a red herring. Also, I have a big theory about Damien Sandow slightly later on, but we'll get to it. And we get a Battle Royal announced for later on, including everyone except Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena. But never fear, John Cena fans, because he does get a chance into the ladder match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view if he can beat the Big Red Machine Kane in a stretcher match.
What would you say is easier to get into the Money in the Bank? Would you say competing in an over-the-top Royal Battle Royal is easy to get in, or competing against Kane in a stretcher match?
See, originally I thought, Cena only has to beat one guy and he's Super Cena.
Yeah.
And, it's not going to make a difference. But then a Battle Royal, anything can happen. So I guess in the same sense of anyone can win it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to be eliminated from. So I guess facing what I would prefer to face Kane. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, as in I think facing Kane would be easier as well.
Especially if it's scripted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Kane's music actually plays now for no reason.
to scare him.
Yeah.
Like he's never heard it before.
And then the aforementioned stretcher gets unloaded from an ambulance by the stage. Kane's music hits again. Now this is very key because once everyone leaves, he makes the stage explode with pyro. Again, no reason for this except for an appearance. In other news, Kevin Hart is appearing on Raw tonight. The younger of the Hart brothers.
The youngest, I guess I take it.
Yep, Kevin, Owen, Brett.
Yep.
Jim, the Anvil.
Yeah, very, very popular and funny family.
Yeah. I think Brett was the adopted one.
Yep. It seems like it with his sense of humour compared
well,
to...
it's just, I got kicked in the head and then Owen left and then we brought Kevin in and he's the new Hart. I don't even know what the accent is. It's all water on the bridge. The first match of the night is Mr. Jobber himself. No, not Damien Sandow, but Dolph Ziggler. Facing off with terrible music, Seth Rollins. A decent contest leading to 2 powerbombs in the corner from Rollins, followed by a curb stomp. But before the match can conclude, out comes Dean Ambrose for the DQ win for Seth. He beats up Rollins before stating that Seth should come back and fight like a man. Cue Triple H on the Titantron. Hey, Dean. And then his British accent is better than all of ours put together.
Yes, I agree.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. It's just, out comes the Intercontinental Champion, Bad News Barrett.
What did you think of, I'm guessing it's for now, Dean Ambrose attire? What he was...
I didn't... Oh, it was just jeans and a t-shirt.
I think they're taking him back to his, obviously, John Moxley independent days. So, I don't know. It's...
Well, I wouldn't mind it. It looks a bit like... I'd say he borrowed the stuff off Luke Harper and then washed it, but I guess... I don't.
It's a possibility.
I think the Shield attire suited him the most because it gave him a bit of size as well.
Yeah.
But hey, what can we do? At the end of the day, he was never really. You know what I mean? He was always the crazy one. So street clothes suit him well. Barrett and Ambrose face off in another decent match, but again, interference changes the outcome of the contest. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose fight out into the crowd, leading to a count-out victory for Bad News Barrett. After the bell, though, Ambrose comes back out and takes out Barrett with the Dirty Deeds as his new theme song plays. What did you think of his new theme song?
I preferred it over Seth's.
That was chalk and cheese in a
But then
sense.
again, I think Seth Rollins is going to get new music, or he might have got new music on SmackDown. I'm not 100% sure.
I've heard. I have heard the same thing from the Main Event Podcast Twitter page. Actually, they just posted that. They let me know, and I was like, "Wow, thanks."
That's actually a really good perk of following them. I don't know if you do follow them. They're supposedly a really good account. If you do want.
I've heard very good things about at the Main Event Podcast.
Yep. And yeah, you get some
Well,
updates.
it's at TME podcast actually. Sorry.
But yeah, back to your point. I do like his music over Rollins. I think this is something they can stick with if they do decide to eventually. Well, when they eventually go their separate ways, that's Ambrose and Reigns.
I think they already have, apparently.
It does seem like it, doesn't it? It's quite upsetting
Yeah.
as well at the same time.
Roman Reigns has taken over the music from the Shield.
And the attire as well.
Like the Sierra Hotel, Indigo, Echo, Lima, Delta.
I think that's good because I don't know if it was just me, but when I was thinking of when they eventually break up, all three of them, not just Rollins and then Ambrose and Reigns are still together a little, I was worrying for Reigns' music and attire the most. Because
he's the biggest star, you want his music and everything to fit that.
Whereas Ambrose and Rollins have been really successful. You know, they've just wore trunks and they've been successful. Whereas Reigns, I've seen him wear trunks as Liaki, but I prefer his Shield attire a lot more. And I'd rather have him keep that with the Shield music, apart from the Sierra Hotel, everything like that.
I think the thing that I likened it to is when I first saw Batista, he was in pants.
Yeah.
And it suited him a lot more. And then he wore trunks and it was like, what? So it looks a bit weird when a wrestler switches. When you start off just in trunks, then it suits the wrestler, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I like it. He looks good. He looks good in the Shield attire. He looks the best out of the three of them.
Yeah.
Backstage, talking of Roman Reigns, Shield member number 3 is chatting to Vicky Guerrero as he asks her to put in a good word for him to get him into the Battle Royale with cheese. Battle Royale with cheese, sorry. Vicky, who's getting coffee for the Authority, in see-through plastic cups, I've written. Oh my, yeah. What was, who gets coffee in plastic? It melts.
Maybe it was cold.
Well, apparently it was, but like it looked like cola.
Yeah, it probably was cola, to be fair. It probably wasn't even coffee.
But like, at least get a Starbucks mug or a proper coffee. So she has to put them down to go get creamer from somewhere off screen. Reigns then places something in the mugs before Vicky returns. Sneezing into the drink occurs from Mrs. Guerrero as the segment ends. Thank God. Cleveland, we're here and we're next. I don't like the last bit.
Yeah.
We don't need the and we're next. A ladder is set up at the ring as a beautiful, majestic sight occurs, with the lights off and the camera flashes encompassing the arena. The Wyatts get into the ring and begin to talk about the world being nothing without power. Bray says that power is addicting, and he knows that power will be the downfall of all mankind, as we know it. Bray goes on to emphasize that the titles are the power in this industry, and that Rowan and Harper will also feel power when they defeat the Usos for the Tag Team Championships. Bray promises the fans that he will get the title too, putting a whole new spin on the whole world being in his hands. It's a shame then that the WWE United States Champion has to interrupt. See what I did there?
Yep, I liked it.
It's a shame then. But here comes Sheamus, who states that it's obviously bad luck to walk under a ladder. Sheamus does his usual spiel of shoving his boot down Bray's throat and saying that it's time to fight. Sheamus and Bray Wyatt begin their match, and yet again tonight we don't get a clean victory, as Harper, Rowan and the Usos invade the contest. The DQ goes to Sheamus. However, this would have been a perfect opportunity for a certain future endeavoured announcer or superstar, if you wish, former referee, to come out and make a straight-up tag team match. It's a shame that Theodore Teddy Long is no longer with the company. Backstage, Vicky walks up to Triple H and Stephanie with their coffee, their tainted coffee. Triple H spills his all over Vicky, however, meaning that whatever Reigns had planned will only work on Stephanie. So a little while later, Lover Girl, Renee Young, is backstage talking to a beverage-sipping Stephanie McMahon. Steph looks visibly flustered and runs off, but alas, the interview segment is not ruined because out comes the opportunistic Paul Heyman. He states, spoiler, that Cesaro will win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, time for one-man band, Heath Slater, or as I've written, Heath Slates, come out to the ring.
Looks quite upset as well, doesn't he? He's got no one by his side. Feels sorry.
We didn't hear his music as well. It was probably, we're a one-man band. No promo by his opponent's manager, however, as Lana and Rusev come out to the ring. No, never mind, sorry. Lana takes the mic in the ring and praises Vladimir Putin, puts up a picture of Mount Rushmore with the new Russian president's face on it. and puts down America. Slater grabs a mic and tells them to go back where they came from. So I love the casual racism from the WWE. He calls himself the American Rock Star. And we finally get a clean victory in a match as Slater gets accoladed for the easy win.
That was the most relevant Slater's been for a while.
Definitely.
Got some time on the mic, got a few of the offense in as well.
And he was the main focus.
Yeah.
He wasn't a background character to the WLC match. After the match, we get Triple H outside a bathroom backstage, checking on his wife attentively. We hear vomiting sounds as Vicky turns up with a new coffee for Hunter. She opens the bathroom and...
That was disgusting.
Vicky gets covered in sick. Yep.
That is horrible.
So Triple H takes Stephanie away and states that Vicky is in charge of the Battle Royal tonight. So obviously a short while later, Roman Reigns knocks on Vicky's door. Now she's still covered in puke. Because obviously showering is the last thing you want to do.
Who doesn't like walking around with puke? I mean, come on, Larry. Like,
it's a natural odor that obviously makes you more attractive.
Yeah.
And that creamy texture just makes you... Like, this is what I don't understand. Stephanie drank coffee, yet her puke was white and yellow. Coffee's brown!
What do you actually reckon happened in that bathroom? When do you reckon he's gonna book it and threw it over Vicky's face? that would be hard.
It must have been. It must have been.
Oh,
and they probably loved every moment of it. Do you think this is the way of getting rid of Vicky in a sense as well?
Yeah, I mean, because Roman Reigns kept saying, "Oh, you're probably gonna get fired next week" and all that kind of stuff.
So you might as well just put me in the Battle Royal. And Vicky does actually duly oblige. What a shame. Bye, Vicky. Kevin Hart is backstage talking to Renee Young as he plugs his movie before being interrupted by I can't do the... See, this is why you need to do Raw, because I can't do the audio and the...
It's alright. No one cares about Rose.
Hey, Adam Rose is good in this segment.
Yeah, in this segment, yeah, okay.
Yes. He invites Kevin to join him in the Exotic Express. Kevin Hart gets the wrong end of the stick, doesn't understand what the Exotic Express represents, and politely declines. But yeah, comic antics occur.
Doesn't he walk away humming the theme song anyway?
Yeah, he does. He does. He goes, that guy weird. And he hums it wrong as well. So yeah, we hear that Hart will be the guest announcer for the match. So out comes Kevin Hart, Bret's distant cousin, not his son or brother, as I originally wrote. He pops up to the announce booth for some funny commentary. Adam Rose and Summer Rae face off against Fandango and Layla before Rose hits the party foul, which is a modified Dirty Deeds, on Fandango. It's a quick match. Adam Rose then pulls Kevin Hart into the ring, much to the opposition of JBL, for dancing with Rose and the Exotic Express. So we get a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Next, it's the Battle Royal. And here we go. Titus O'Neil, Sin Cara, Santino, Kofi Kingston, Big E, Ryback, Damian Sandow.
Yes. Dressed
as LeBron James.
Yes.
In Cleveland.
Instant heat. There we go. That's the Damian we love.
Rusev, Bo Dallas, Jack Swagger, Diego Fernando, Dolph Ziggler, Fandango, Xavier Woods, Rob Van Dam, Bad News Barrett, Curtis Axel, and Roman Reigns. The ending comes with Bo Dallas, Big E, Roman Reigns, and Rusev. There's an amazing moment where Bo Dallas throws Reigns over the ropes on one side, but doesn't actually get him out, but then takes out Big E and who he thought was also going Rusev at the other side. But then Reigns eliminates Bo. And then the former Shield member faces off against Rusev as the fans pop very loudly. It's a really good back and forth section of the match before Reigns eventually hits a huge Superman punch to send Rusev off the apron and get into the Money in the Bank match. Rosa, your thoughts on this section?
Well, first off, I am very, very, very happy that Bo Dallas was there till quite the end.
Yeah, he looked very strong.
As in, I've heard Vince McMahon isn't that happy with him, but I don't think he could be more wrong. Bo Dallas is very, very good compared to his previous stint. But with Reigns and Rusev, again, the perfect ending. Because last week we talked about Rusev winning a briefcase, but he played a big part in almost getting into the title match instead.
Very memorable moment as well.
Exactly. I think obviously Reigns was going to win no matter what after all that time trying to get into the Battle Royal.
Yeah, it would have been a bit of a shame.
Yeah, but I don't think they could have done anything better than to have Rusev and Reigns, two big guys, two future stars of the company, coming right down till the end. And I'm excited for Rusev's future as well.
Rusev Putria. Rusev Machka.
I reckon he will be in the briefcase match. He should be. Because his
future... Spoilers! Oh! There's a briefcase match!
Well, I mean, we don't discuss main event, do we? So,
that's a very good point.
If it was on SmackDown, I would have kept my mouth shut. But it was on main event, and nobody... Well, Imran watches that, but he doesn't review it.
It is a pointless show.
Yeah, I guess.
But apparently not this week. But yeah, we will discuss that in the news section. Cena and Renee Young are backstage going over what just happened in the ring. Cena talks about the stretcher match and cuts a promo on the Authority, and he says he's going to Money in the Bank because that's best for business. But does that mean he'll be in the ladder match? I guess it's time. I guess only time will tell, as it's now time for Cameron versus Paige. Paige wins with the Paige turnover. Please turn over. Please tap out. PTO. They change the name every week.
Every week. I'm not going to bother keeping up with it now. I have no idea what it is.
But Paige wins, I guess. And Paige's mum was obviously very, very happy about that. I mean, just check out her Twitter.
Oh my God. Did you read it as well?
I'm not going to waste 140 characters on you. Even though she's not American. I'm not going to waste 140 characters on you.
Oh God.
God.
So Facebook as well. She'd be very vocal on that before deleting everything.
I hope she Paige is wished the best in her future endeavors because of her mum. Mummy Paige. Recap of the Cody Rhodes Goldust situation. Ryback will come out to the ring and wait for their opponents. Now do you remember, Rosa, last week Goldust was told that he would tag with someone who could match him in star power, who could help him and aid him defeat Ryback.
Never seen before.
Never seen before, never be able to see again. The star man himself, and guess who it was?
Who was it, Arif?
Stardust.
No, I don't know if I should be excited about
that. I think we reacted the same way that the crowd reacted, which was, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But hey, it's just Cody dressed like Goldust.
I think you're going to spoil it. You've spoiled it for everyone. That was like Santa Claus not being real. And
what?
I mean...
Huh?
I mean...
If Santa's not real, who bought me presents?
Let's not get into that right now. Please tell me more about Stardust.
They win!
Surprising.
Stardust hits the blockbuster, which is different to the Cody Rhodes finisher. That was weird.
What do you think the plan is with Stardust? I mean, in one mind I'm thinking, okay, this can work. But then again, Cody Rhodes is someone who should be a massive star in a few years.
And I think he will be. I think this is just a little holding pattern before he turns on his brother.
But on the other hand,
says,
I think
you were the weak link.
Yeah. On the other hand, I think this could be something to mimic him, to make fun of Goldust.
Eventually, I definitely think so.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see what they do with him. It was certainly surprising. I was thinking it could be a different superstar, but I didn't expect Cody Rhodes to be, painted gold.
I think what's going to happen now is this is going to be a little holding pattern until after Battleground, and then SummerSlam is we'll see the two of them face off finally. And that's what I'd like to see as well.
Yep.
Main event time. Kane versus John Cena in a stretcher match. Now they brawl outside the ring, Reza. They brawl inside the ring, over onto the stretcher, and everywhere they can. Cena rolls Kane onto a stretcher, but then gets attacked by Viper, Randy Orton, and not part of Evolution, Seth Rollins, before Orton hits the RKO on Cena. Out comes Dean Ambrose, though, who takes out both Rollins and Orton before being chokeslammed by Kane. Cena and Kane fight some more before Cena starts to take the big red machine towards the ramp for the victory. But Kane grabs Cena's throat, and he gets blocked. And does Kane get into the Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship if he wins?
I have no idea.
Well, it doesn't even matter because John Cena hits the AA onto the stretcher before rolling him over the line for the victory. And Cena is in your Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank.
Did we expect anything different though? Let's be honest.
Not at all. This is one of the most predictable Raws I've ever watched.
As good as seeing Roman Reigns win, we knew he would win once we found out he's in it.
Yeah, I agree.
But what gets to me most is the fact that they emphasize the Demon Kane, who is not looking very strong, if you ask me.
And he really never has.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I mean, okay, fair enough. They used the Bryan injury to his advantage for a week.
Yep.
And after that, he's not the Demon Kane. He's just someone you know, sporadically. He's not this big monster that he should be. Do you think he will be in the briefcase match? Or should he be in the briefcase match?
So from what we've learned so far about the briefcase match, it's a difficult one because I don't want him to be in there.
But you could use the experience, especially if you're going with younger guys. Like know,
I don't think it fits him. I think having him in a feud. I can't even think of who. Maybe someone like Big E. Yeah. To give Big E the rub or Dolph Ziggler or something like that for now would have been the best thing to do. Yeah. But I guess if you're going to put him in a match at Money in the Bank, the ladder match will be fine, yeah.
What do you think we'll go with 6 or 7 compared to... I know Seth Rollins is confirmed. Well, I thought, obviously, the way things are going out on Raw, it would have been Seth Rollins versus Ambrose, but I guess it's too soon for that. So I think your safest bet would be Ambrose will be in that match as well, considering the third Shield member, or the second now, is in the title match.
So who else could be in there? I think what we'll see is we'll definitely see Dolph Ziggler in there as well, just for the high spots.
Yes. I think RVD could be in there.
But then would we see Bad News Barrett in there as well?
That's the thing.
Continental Champion?
That's the thing. I thought if The Miz came back on Raw, then we could have potentially seen, you know, a match between Barrett and The Miz, but he's not, so I doubt it. I'd like to see Barrett in the ladder match, but then again, the Intercontinental Championship has no value for that night, which it should do.
I agree.
But I would probably stick a Bad News Barrett in. Personally, I'd like to see Rusev in it, whether he gets in or not. I'm not sure, because they always have this one big superstar where they have the reinforced ladder, which looks so cool. We've had Big Show, Kane as well. I don't know if we've had Mark Henry or not. I don't think we ever will anyway. And for me, I think Rusev could do with the briefcase with Lana. I'm not saying cash it in straight away. Cash it in 2015. For the year, you've got so many months to prepare him for that role.
Rosa, do you want to hear about my little bit of a theory about the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Yes, please. I would like to hear it.
So, regardless of who wins at the actual pay-per-view, probably let's just say for argument's sake that it's John Cena.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And let's say that at that moment in time, there is a Money in the Bank ladder match winner, correct? The actual Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes, yes.
So at that moment in time, Rosa, what I propose to you is there are actually 2 Money in the Bank ladder match winners.
Okay.
So whoever wins, if it's Seth Rollins,
I think I know which way this is going, but please.
It doesn't matter whoever wins, because it's been a year.
It has.
He lost the fake briefcase, and then he played the jobber so well. It was all a ruse, because Damien Sandow will cash in his year-long Money in the Bank briefcase that was thrown in the river, but he saved the contract because it's the fake contract, and that was it. And that's Damien Sandow's time.
Do you honestly think that?
Yes. You know what? Bank on it.
I would love to.
Money in the bank on it.
I would love to. As in, it makes sense, but it's... And obviously, like, you know I want that to happen.
You could play this out so well if you're the WWE. You could play the whole... Oh, well, I tricked you all.
Imagine that
because I'm so clever. Because I lost these matches knowing that they meant nothing, because I knew that they all encompassed this massive plan that involved me winning.
He has been on the microphone a bit saying, you know, are you happy now I've lost? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I genuinely hope you're right, obviously.
And it would genuinely propel him to stardom.
Instant heat as well.
Because
to do that.
It would show how clever and conniving he really is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he only holds the title for a month or 3 months or whatever. At the end of the day, he did what he said he was always going to do, which was cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, the real Money in the Bank briefcase.
Referee didn't check it. Technically, he didn't check it.
Yeah, he didn't. And it was a fake. It wasn't the same briefcase.
That's the thing. It makes sense. It should happen, but the WWE, the way they play things out, they probably won't.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a year. If it doesn't happen at this pay-per-view, it's safe to say it probably won't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the last time it could possibly happen, or I just
it can happen. As in, it's the heat that he can get from that is...
Yep.
I don't know, because we know he can talk. We know he can wrestle. He's, charismatic and...
Well, then you could play the whole, oh, well, I was losing on purpose because it meant nothing. It didn't add anything to my career. I knew ultimately I would become WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and then we would see a complete different side to Sandow. The side where he actually gave some sort of feeling towards his matches. The same thing happened with Cesaro when he was United States Champion, I believe.
Yes.
And he was losing week by week in non-title matches. They meant nothing, so he thought, you know what? I'll take the pin here. That's the idea that came across. I think they can do the same thing with Sandow. Say that, look, the past couple of months don't really make a difference. I may have looked like I was down and out, but at the end of the day, I'm now your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You're welcome.
Thank you. Man, you've got me excited for Money in the Bank.
Hey, that's what I do. That's what I do.
I can't wait. And if you do agree with Arif's, when you agree with Arif's theory, please let us know. I want to know your thoughts on it as well. But back to Raw, what did you think of that Raw? Apart from the fact it was very predictable.
Well, apart from the fact that they obviously low-keyed Sandow as much as possible, made him not seem relevant at all, then it was okay. A 3 out of 5 probably.
Wow, we've got SmackDown better than a Raw for once.
Yeah, I think Imran is biased towards SmackDown.
He has to be, doesn't he?
I think the same show on a Raw would have been a 3 or a 2, but yeah, it's fine.
For me, I enjoyed...
Imran, what are your thoughts?
I enjoyed, obviously, Bo Dallas' little run and the win for Reigns and Rusev's little cameo as well. And just Damien Sandow as LeBron James. I guess it's time to move on to the news now, if that's okay.
Let's go for it.
And I think the best place to start would be what we finished on last week. Just as we were finishing everything up, I think it was the news section anyway, breaking news surrounding the releases of certain talents.
Oh no.
They were, and feel free to jump in if I do miss anybody, Brodus Clay, Oksana, Kurt Hawkins, Jinder Mahal, referee Mark Harris, Drew McIntyre, Theodore Long opted not to sign a new deal, Jay Gibson, the head writer. Have I got everyone there?
Oh no, Jay Gibson.
Jay Gibson, I know. It's tragic.
What about John Cena?
Not this week. Not this week.
What about Ezekiel Jackson left?
Oh, he left a while ago. I don't think anybody cared.
JTG.
Ah, yes, JTG. Also, at last.
He was there longer than CM Punk was there. But he didn't wrestle for the past 4 years. Do you remember that? He was on Raw for 1 week where he got squashed by someone. I think it was
the most notable moment of his for me was in Manchester, surprisingly, when he was under a bridge with his partner, Shad, as Crime Time and D-Generation X talked to them.
Yeah, and they tried to haggle tickets off them.
That's actually the most relevant I've ever seen. I don't think they ever won the tag titles, did they?
No, I don't think they did.
But yeah.
Money, yeah.
Not anymore. Not big money anyway.
No.
But yeah, the reason for that is obviously because there's no direction for them and because of their budget cuts.
Obviously.
This also means that the company aren't going to use all the selling. Do you remember Fandango's gold curtains?
Yes.
They're either going to be sold or they're just not going to bother, traveling with them because he doesn't come out with them anymore. And of course, the lift Bad News Barrett used to use as well for his bad news. They're not going to be using that anyway. It's
just a waste of money. Like who thinks of you buying things like that? Because they were ridiculously expensive, apparently.
I think this way they won't need to pay for the tour buses that they used to carry the equipment, which is obviously, clears up a lot of money as well.
$250,000 a year, apparently.
Exactly, and that says a lot for what Fandango's entrance lasts a maximum of nowadays a minute, where they used to do a full routine before. They're also not going to be paying for a production crew to travel on their buses as well. Usually they want them to be comfortable and everything, and now they have to make their own way to wherever they're competing next. So yeah, I think they are still going to be using some buses for equipment, which understandable, you have to do that.
Yeah.
But along with this, the Rosebuds we see every week. Apparently they're not going to be flying them in either. Instead, they're going to be using independent wrestlers close to wherever they're wrestling, unless the original Rosebuds are in travelling distance of wherever Raw, SmackDown, main event, whatever is.
I really think they should do it with a different bunny each time.
Yes.
With a different bunny suit and everything, because then it can be like, oh, it's the bunny's cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the bunny's brother.
Oh,
it's his auntie.
To really get on the nerves of JBL as well.
Yeah, exactly. There are multiple bunnies, Mago.
They all need to be put down.
They all need to be put down.
But yeah, one diva who was released as well, Oksana. Apparently the real reason she was released, even though Kevin Dunn, who's a big figure in WWE, liked her, the reason they fired her and not Rosa Mendes was purely because he wanted Rosa Mendes on Total Divas. Basically, Oksana would have a job if Rosa Mendes wasn't on Total Divas, and she's not been on an episode yet. That's for season 3.
But then Rosa Mendes is terrible.
Oksana can at least work a little in the ring.
She's a wrestler.
And Rosa Mendes, I don't understand. I feel sorry for Oksana that she has to feel the brunt of it.
It's a typical situation of looks beat everything else. It really is.
Remember, there have been plenty of rumours as to how Rosa Mendes has managed to keep a job, but let's not get too much into that.
Uh-oh. Melina Batista, uh-oh.
Apparently it's with head writer Michael Hayes. So,
oh, P.S. Hayes.
Yes. It's
Freebird.
That's a low thing to do if it's true. Anyway, let's not get too much into that.
Hey, for a job that pays $800,000 a year, I would.
Really?
Not with Michael Hayes.
Exactly, that's my point with Michael.
No, but I'm a guy. It's subjective. If it was a girl who looked like no, okay, never mind.
Fair enough. Moving on to merchandise now. WWE merchandise sales have been rising. WWE Shop.com daily orders have gone up from 867 to 1,200 orders per day. I'm not sure if that's worldwide. That could be just in the United States.
If it's just in the United States, that's 360 something orders a year.
The reason for the increase is unknown, but it could be the fact that the
thousand
WWE
something thousand.
I was going to say 360. Is that it?
It was, yeah.
This is because the WWE website has gone up 74% over the past year. Obviously, due to the launch of the WWE Network, you have to get through the website first. John Cena is still the top seller at live events as expected. Daniel Bryan is coming in at a close second. CM Punk, I think, is still third.
How is that even possible? Like, why are they still selling his shirts?
They make a lot of money off him. They make a lot of money off every week. Fans chant his name. Fans want him. Fans will buy his shirts, which I think is a waste of money considering you'll probably never see his face again. And you're gonna
shame. Do you think he'll come back? Because I don't see it now. I really don't.
At first I thought, yeah, okay, he's having a little hissy fit. He might come back. As time's gone on and he's talked of retirement and stuff like that, I will be pleasantly surprised if he does return. I don't know if I would welcome it though, because I don't, like the fact that how he walked out, not the fact that he walked out, the manner in which he left, leaving them high and dry, heading to WrestleMania season as well.
But hey, something good did come from it. Daniel Bryan won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I agree.
So.
That's CM Punk's loss.
Yep.
I don't miss him a lot, but obviously I think no matter what I say, he will be welcome back with open arms if he does.
Yeah,
eventually. But yeah, Goldust and White Family sheet masks, Goldust attire and White Family sheet masks are also selling very well.
Wow.
The sheet masks, the sheet masks are pretty expensive, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah, as in I think the last time I checked WWE.com, they were $25. I think they could be cheaper now. It could be cheaper now. I'm guessing that was because they first arrived and they were a massive hit and everything. especially when we went to see them in Manchester. I don't think
25. Well, I'm guessing maybe £20 or £25
Yeah.
or £30 then. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's obviously, don't quote me on it. It could be a lot cheaper now, but it must be cheaper if they're doing really well anyway.
Definitely.
The plans for the top of the card for this year's SummerSlam have reportedly been finalised in recent weeks. While obviously things can, and I guarantee that they will change, 100,000 times. If Undertaker's streak ending can change 4 hours before it happens, I'm sure this will change as well. So don't quote me on anything I'm saying, but this is supposedly the finalised plan. But yeah, they have decided the key direction of what things to go in. Originally, the plans were the main event, Daniel Bryan defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Brock Lesnar. However, with Daniel Bryan's neck injury, and we don't know how long it's going to be, he might not be back in time for SummerSlam. That idea is said to be off the table right now. They're not going to go ahead with that.
Wow.
As things stand now, though, Lesnar will still be challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. With the idea that Lesnar, obviously coming off ending Undertaker's streak, going for the title will not only make him seem a threat, but it will elevate the prestige of the title as well, having it unified as well. The most likely scenario right now will be Lesnar challenging whoever wins, obviously, the Money in the Bank ladder match.
So who could that be?
With that being said, it's expected to be a top babyface. Most likely, John Cena or Roman Reigns will win that championship.
Too soon for Reigns.
And I think it probably does fall on Cena's shoulders, only because it is a long shot that Cesaro will win, seeing how there's been a long-standing plan for, Lesnar and Cesaro, the two Paul Heyman guys, to collide. You don't want Cesaro breaking off with Paul Heyman already. And I think, would you say it's too soon for Cesaro?
I think the story writes itself if it's Cesaro.
But would you want it to happen as soon as SummerSlam?
See, that's the thing though, it makes sense, because if it's Cesaro, then Lesnar coming back naturally with Paul Heyman there makes the feud immense. And the confliction between Paul Heyman with his old and tried and tested veteran superstar against his new brash, cocky superstar that he's managing. I want that to be the case, but I also want Cesaro to win against Lesnar, and I don't think that will be the end product of this match at SummerSlam if Cesaro wins. So Cena, it has to be Cena.
I think the plan is to have the gold on Lesnar at some point. But
Cena wins, Lesnar beats him, and then Cesaro beats Lesnar.
Well, I mean, obviously plans can change. You can consider the fact that if Cena does win, we can see a rematch between him and Bryan if he does, miraculously come back.
That would be good. I would prefer that, and then have Lesnar return maybe a month or two down the line.
I agree.
To defeat Daniel Bryan.
But yeah, as in, there haven't been any indications that they're planning on turning Cesaro into a face anytime soon. Yeah. But yeah, it should be noted that with Money in the Bank, the ladder match on 29th of June, Paul Heyman did say it's a spoiler that Cesaro would win. He said that with Renee Young, I'm guessing, and he said it on the pre-show as well, I think. But remember, it's the same thing he said when he promised Lesnar would break the Undertaker's streak. So,
one minute, hold on, we forgot. Sorry, Damien Sandow's going to win, so why are we even worrying?
Oh, yes, just forget that part of the news. The Big Show is set to take some time off as a regular.
I hope that influences your prediction next week.
Don't put me under pressure, please.
You're agreeing with me now, but watch. Well, when something's on the line, I think Cesaro is going to win.
Come on, you have to. If you're in my position, you desperately want to beat Imran.
Okay, fair enough.
You have to be realistic more than an optimist. So, but yeah, the Big Show is set to take time off TV as a regular TV.
What? When was he even on TV?
I don't know. I just got the news and I thought I'd include it. This is because he's filming WWE Studios film Vendetta. Do WWE Studios film actually make any money?
Well, there was that film with Halle Berry and they made money, and then they had Legacy and Knucklehead, something that Imran reviewed, and Scooby-Doo. Well, that was a year in the making, and
well, I mean, if the
fraude,
if the financial worries, I'd say close down WWE Studios. It's not making them a ton of money. But obviously, who's going to listen to me?
At the end of the day, the main reason they're in such a financial disarray is because of the WWE Network, and it's obviously a startup situation. I'm surprised that that's not making them any money or anything yet.
I think give it a year or two, they will.
Let it be worldwide.
Yes,
And yeah, okay, fair enough.
But I think what I've been reading online, a lot of people are calling for the head of the Big Show, Carly, and I forgot who else, because they earn a lot. I think Big Show takes up a lot of the, wages. Apparently that could free up like...
Well, no, but it's understandable because he's in a financial debt situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, Triple H told us last year. So he needs the money. So I guess they're just trying to help him out.
And with Carly, you have to understand he's a massive international hit. Well, only in India.
Yeah.
But
a country full of like billion people. A billion.
Understandable, but obviously you have to think of... Well, I mean, it's good that the WWE haven't panicked. They've actually got rid of, I'd say, apart from Drew McIntyre, they got rid of the Deadwood and Oksana, sorry. But I don't know. I hope, as a fan, things do turn around really quickly.
Definitely, because we don't want to see WWE go under when TNA is still around.
Oh God, TNA. Is that still going on?
Yeah, apparently they had their WrestleMania equivalent.
Really?
Yeah, last week. And
well, I mean, that says a lot, because if there's a big boxing event, I'll probably won't watch it, but if there's a big UFC event, I'll hear of it. I probably won't watch it. WrestleMania, I'll tune in for, and if this is equivalent to WrestleMania, I didn't even hear of it.
Yeah,
so
their Daniel Bryan is still WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Who's their Daniel Bryan?
Eric Young.
Eric Young. Okay.
He looks like Daniel Bryan.
Is he any good?
He's okay. He was originally a comedy character, so that changes things.
Fair point. Moving away from that debacle, there has been talk of splitting up the Funkadactyls and having Naomi and Cameron go their separate ways at last, as part of a key storyline for Total Divas next season. WWE are planting the seeds and started heading in that creative direction this week on TV with some subtle and obviously not so subtle booking. It's being said that with Brodus Clay not around and Xavier Woods no longer being pushed in any real way, the splitting up the duo is what they're going to go with. They're planning on having Naomi turn heel.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to get rid of them as a tag team. Also, apart from Paige, I don't know who's facing heel in the Divas division.
I agree. I think Alicia Fox.
Obvious heel. Yes. AJ Lee when she returns, I'm guessing heel. But yeah, apart from them,
as soon as AJ Lee comes back, CM Punk chance will be
through the roof.
Yeah. As we've said, the WWE main event for Money in the Bank pay-per-view will be the ladder match for the vacant WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's featuring John Cena, Roman Reigns, Orton, Sheamus, Cesaro, Bray Wyatt, and Alberto Del Rio. As we just noted recently, Cena or Reigns with Cesaro as a long shot will likely come on top. The winner will face Brock Lesnar.
Sheamus? Why not Sheamus?
Sheamus is United States champion and all that shit.
So he could give the United States Championship to someone else. Like, here's the present fella.
I hope not. I hope he gives it away, but doesn't win anyway. Also confirmed for that pay-per-view is the WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Usos will defend their title against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan of the White Family. As of last week, a title change was expected to take place, but those plans could change. So keep your eyes peeled on that match, as we could have new Tag Team Champions.
Now, the Usos chasing the Tag Team titles will be quite entertaining to see, because they've actually come up a long way.
And thanks to Cena.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. The second ladder match, which was made official by Seth Rollins on main event, and he did debut new gear as well, but I'll let Imran take over that next week. That will be for the usual Money in the Bank briefcase. As of right now, that only features Seth Rollins. Additional names rumoured for the match, and I feel free to let me know if you agree or disagree with the rumoured candidates. Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
Big E.
Yes.
Rob Van Dam.
Yes.
Bo Dallas.
Yes.
At the minute, all I've got down are Bad News Barrett and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
But obviously, they could add in other people, as I've said, Rusev and stuff.
Yes.
That means Dolph Ziggler and Bad News Barrett could compete for the Intercontinental Championship match instead.
Yes.
Are you just saying they say yes to everything?
I agree with everything my co-host has just said.
Thank you.
This is in no way a recording.
Additionally, the direction for the Divas Championship match Money in the Bank seems to be obviously now Paige defending against Naomi of the Funkadactyls. We'll have to see if they remain together or not. At this time, the WWE will be switching to the new company logo the day after SummerSlam. The new logo is the same as the logo currently being used by the WWE Network with the modified W. The update read from Wrestling DVD News said WWE sent them a memo in recent weeks stating that the new logo will come into effect August 18th, 2014. What's the plans with the WWE title? They're going to keep that W on there. I doubt they want to change it so quickly.
Yep.
2K Sports, I don't know if they've completed it, but they have been filming commercials for Sting's appearance in WWE 2K15 earlier this week in California. As we've said, Sting will be a playable character, and 2K filmed his motion capture and signature spots months ago.
I have a breaking news article that you may not have actually seen, because apparently Sting will be a pre-order bonus.
Really?
For the game, yes. That's what I've heard from my sources.
Your source seems like a brilliant source.
It's you.
Oh, I was gonna praise him a little more before you reveal that.
I realised you were going down that road, and I thought I can't let that happen. Let's pull back the curtain.
But it's okay. I got something in there. WWE will release the Ultimate Collection DVD for Sting this fall, dude. And I don't know if will Sting come. Every week I change my mind. I think it will be a lot easier for the company to have Sting there and then have him. The DVD release will be really well, and so will the pre-order bonuses as well for WWE 2K15.
The only reason why I think that he may not come is because he hasn't signed yet. Is because The Undertaker hasn't confirmed if he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania.
Is that what you think we're waiting for there?
I definitely think so.
So you're saying if Undertaker doesn't confirm, Sting shouldn't compete?
I think no. I think he should compete. But I think if The Undertaker doesn't confirm, then Sting won't compete, or they won't sign Sting.
If he was to compete anyway, who would you like to see him? Let's say Undertaker. I'm guessing everyone's first choice will be Undertaker, as bad as the match will be. It's a spectacle everyone's looking forward to.
Yeah.
If he says, okay, I will wrestle, who would you like to see in Sting's potentially final ever wrestling match? You can't say Brock Lesnar would kill him.
It wouldn't be Brock. It would be someone of Sting's caliber, but I'm gonna go with Stardust.
Stardust. Oh, it's a face paint match. I like it.
Yep. First person to rub off the opponent's face paint
wins. Duty has been talking of
Damien Sandow, WWE World Heavyweight Championship match.
As in, I think you have to consider who can carry Sting. Sting should win no matter what. Unless against Undertaker, then that's going to be something down the middle.
Sting Triple H wouldn't be bad.
I've read online. I've also wrote quite a while ago. Chris Jericho would be a good choice.
Because he's not there so often, though.
Exactly, that's
Randy Orton. That's a very good choice.
I think Randy Orton as the legend killer, that would go down as Randy Orton back in his glory days.
I agree.
But yeah, obviously we'll have to wait and see if Sting does sign. But they have been talking of putting Sting into next year's Hall of Fame. Since WrestleMania will be in his home state of California. I would like to see that, but there have been so many rumors.
California.
The Rock might be the headline. Goldberg might get inducted as well. I don't know if that's a headline. And Sting as well. If that happens, I wouldn't like to see The Rock in. I think The Rock will headline his own Hall of Fame. So they should wait a little while for his.
Definitely.
And put Sting in for this one. There has been a negative reaction to the vomiting skit from Stephanie McMahon onto Vicky Guerrero.
Right.
Not only was the skit, the usual Vince McMahon, gross comedy.
He's got a puke. He's got a puke.
And as bad as it sounds, I still want to see how they threw that puke on her. I want to see the person's reaction on when he just says, okay, I'm going to throw it now. But yeah, there were several people who thought it was in bad taste. This is because Vicky Guerrero's daughter, Shaw, took off time from WWE because she suffered from an eating disorder as well. So some people thought that was, of bad taste. But Vicky Guerrero has stayed on screen a little longer than previously reported. We were saying a lot that she's leaving around WrestleMania 30.
People are too sensitive.
I know. I don't think Vince meant it like that, but then they've got a history of, ribbing on.
Vince really does. What's up,
Oh God.
When he said that to Booker T. Tell me you didn't just say that.
I'm sure he said it to Cena as well, when he just looked like, what the hell is going on?
That was it. That was it. Yeah.
And they've got that long-running joke they're doing commentary with Lillian Garcia looking like a horse.
What? She looks like a horse?
According to Vince, and you'll realize this in previous matches, because he feeds the lines to the commentators. He tells them jokes which they obviously have to say, which is kind of again in bad taste. But it's Vince, isn't it? He pays your wages at the end of the day. But yeah, as we said, months ago, Vicky was supposed to leave. She's leaving for a career as a medical administrator, but she just agreed to stick around until they could come up with a good angle to write her off TV. Obviously,
medical administrator, hey?
Hmm?
What does that entail?
You can
Off to the Google mobile.
While you do that, I will tell you that obviously she was already fired once, and of course Roman Reigns was teasing it. Oh, you'll probably get fired next week. Not probably, she probably will. She will get fired next week on Raw. I'm guessing she won't get fired. I'm guessing she'll probably will quit again, like Brie Bella.
Administrative staff provide essential support to doctors, scientists, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. There is a wide choice of roles and places to work. You might enjoy dealing with patients and their relatives, for example, a receptionist in a clinic or a clerk in a ward. Alternatively, you might prefer working closely with a consultant as a medical secretary. I wonder which one she's doing.
Imagine if she's like, when you're on the receptionist and you have to call for somebody into the microphone to get when he was like, excuse me, and she calls somebody.
That's the one. Oh no, Vicky.
But yeah, what do you think? Will she quit or will she get fired? Because of her reactions were quite...
I think she'll get fired. I think it adds to the fact that the authority have all the power, and I think it makes the most sense.
I think Vicky has become more stale, but I'm actually going to miss Vicky because she was one of the people on the microphone that got instant heat. So much so that you have to turn her microphone up to speak, and that says a lot as a heel. That's probably a good thing. So obviously,
definitely,
good luck to Vicky in whatever
her future endeavours. A week early.
She will be missed as well.
We love you, Vicky.
Last week, Cody, as I said, Cody Rhodes sees a new superstar we've never seen to team up with the Goldust, and this past week on Raw, his partner was revealed as Stardust. Basically, Cody Rhodes with a new name and similar attitude and face paint to his older brother. The plans for them is what I'm trying to focus on. The plans right now, as we're speaking, purely depend on how the crowd will react to them in the next couple of weeks. So if the crowd react positively, then a tag team title match will happen at SummerSlam.
Nice.
If the crowd aren't impressed, then you can expect to see Cody Rhodes turn on his brother and a one-on-one match.
Either way, it's a win-win for us.
It's a win-win. But with that is all I have this week. I'll be back next week with more news. If you do have
news segment.
It's a very short news segment, and I apologise for that. Obviously, with Money in the Bank coming, in the next 2 weeks, you can expect a bit more news.
Definitely.
But if you do have any breaking news, please do let us know. And we'd love to hear it if it's true. Or
false.
Or false. We'll just cover it anyway.
We'll cover it.
Yeah.
Breaking news: John Cena divorces Nikki Bella for Brie Bella.
Even though they're not married.
Divorce happens. It's a fact of life. What's the biggest cause of divorce? Marriage.
Oh, there you go then.
So, so moving on swiftly from the true news segment, we're going to move on to the development of certain superstars in the next couple of weeks. Whereas I'm going to name a superstar, and you have 20 seconds, just 20 seconds, to tell me how you can develop them into a main eventer within the next 6 months to a year. Okay, I'm just going to get my timer ready. You ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Are you ready? Well, here we go. Cesaro, start.
Cesaro, not with, I don't know. I'd prefer to see him win the briefcase and then cash in. But I think winning the World Heavyweight Championship down the line within 6 months, and Paul Heyman turning on Cesaro like he did to CM Punk, Brock Lesnar coming back, and a wrestling...
Time.
That was 20 seconds.
Roman Reigns, start.
Roman Reigns, basically a champion at WrestleMania. That's what you can do. I think Triple H at SummerSlam and defeating Triple H at SummerSlam is going to happen. He'll defeat Seth Rollins at Battleground. My prediction, defeating Triple H and moving on from there, he'll focus on the title.
Perfect timing, because it is time. Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas continue what he's doing. Take out Sheamus for his United States Championship. Be the heel champion who congratulates everyone on giving it a good effort and staying as champion for quite a long time. Not someone to drop it within 3-4 months. I'd like to see him pass WrestleMania as a champion.
Ooh, not bad. You still have 2 seconds.
Cesaro for the title.
Okay. And Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins will be someone who should defeat Dean Ambrose. I don't know if he will beat Roman Reigns, but as I've said, anyone without the Shield, he's one with experience for the WWE with the championships. I expect him to challenge for gold, whether it's main or United States or Intercontinental. He will be champion.
Time. Dean Ambrose.
Dean
We're only
Ambrose.
giving you 15 seconds now because we went over time.
Dean Ambrose.
It's only 10 seconds now.
Dean Ambrose is also a future champion. That's all I can say. I don't know who he can feud with right now. Seth Rollins makes sense. After that, I'm not 100% sure. I'm guessing Roman Reigns is a possibility, but...
Yeah, it's not a bad possibility. Alexander Rusev. We have 15 seconds now.
Rusev, win the briefcase, have Lana hold the briefcase, continue to bash the United States of America in early 2015, before WrestleMania, cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Before WrestleMania?
Oh, sorry, after WrestleMania, After WrestleMania.
And time. And
that was close.
Finally, last person, Paige.
Paige, have her drop the Divas Championship to AJ Lee once she returns, and have a challenge for it instead. That's all I can say.
Still have another 5 seconds.
Cesaro for World Champion.
Okay. I did say finally Paige, but I guess it's only fair. Damien Sandow.
As
much time as you'd like.
As Arif said, Damien Sandow. I'd like to see John Cena capture that briefcase, the title. Before that, I'd like to see Seth Rollins capture the briefcase. I'd like to see Seth Rollins come out and challenge John Cena. I'd like to see John Cena beat Seth Rollins. And then I'd like to see Damien Sandow come out and kick John Cena in the skull and pin him for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
So you want to get rid of Seth Rollins as the briefcase holder?
Well, okay, you got it two ways. You don't have to have the briefcase holder on that night to cash in. You can have Damien Sandow.
Damien Sandow obviously has to for that prediction to come true.
Exactly.
That's the last time.
Whatever happens, I want Damien Sandow to kick John Cena in the skull and walk out with the gold. You're welcome.
Well, fair enough. I mean, I've just actually received a message from Imran right now. He says that his favorite superstar is Fernando. I think it is.
Really? I mean,
from Los Matadores.
I guess the fans don't understand where that's coming from. But basically, I've been asking us who our favorite superstars are.
Yeah.
And Imran said he hasn't got one. He'll think of it. He's got back to us, and I'm guessing this.
Fernando. I think he wrote it slightly different. He wrote it as Fernando, but it's Fernando. Yeah, it's his favorite superstar.
Quite
I just thought
specific,
I'd let
isn't
the world know that. Yeah.
Quite specific. Just Fernando, not Diego.
Ole!
Oh, Imran.
Well, yeah. I guess that's about. I think that's about it for the show.
I guess it is. And again, I think next week will be the final show before Money in the Bank.
The 8-hour special.
Oh God, I'm looking forward to that.
Predictions and
8 hours with Arif and Imran. Yeah.
Learning about the forfeit and.
Yeah, so do obviously tune in next week. We're gonna have our predictions, more news. I do hope. Back with the reviews, the news as well. And obviously, I'm excited to learn about what forfeit Imran has to prepare himself for. And with that, that's all we have time for. Please like, subscribe, comment, keep it, whether you are listening on YouTube or hitting that refresh button, keep doing what you're doing.
100,000.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
If you do want that hook from Arif, keep refreshing. And Arif, I will see you next week.
Definitely. Thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen.